Hi everyone. So today I'm gonna teach you all how to print this pattern in C++. Actually, I've already uploaded a video regarding the same pattern, but it was on numbers. So it was basically 1 2 2 3 3 3 4 4 4 5 5 5, something like that. But today in this video, we're gonna be printing these character patterns, and it's gonna be in a right triangle. Um, so let's get started. All right, so first and foremost thing that we should analyze in these pattern problems are the number of rows and then the number of columns. So basically, in these kind of patterns, we have to look how many rows are there, and then that row will determine how many times the outer loop will run. So let's see how many number of rows are here. Let's count with these arrow. Okay, I'm gonna okay, so this A is first row, right? And then this B, two B's are in second row, these three C's are in third row, these all four D's are in fourth row, and then this one is in last row, or we can say fifth row. So from that we can say that we have how many rows? We have let me write it down here. Sorry, not this one. Okay, so we have R equals 5. And then we also need to analyze how many number of columns do we have. So for that, we can simply analyze it like this. If you see right here, this all A, B, C, D, E, these are in first column. This one is in second column, third, fourth, and fifth. So basically, we have the same number of rows and same number of columns. So I can write here that we have sorry, we have column equals 5 2. Okay, so now that we have identified both rows and columns, we have to identify what are we doing inside each columns. So inside each columns, we are basically printing characters. So in our first column, we are printing one character. In our second row, we are printing two characters. In our third row, we are printing three characters. In our fourth row we are printing four characters, and same is that in our last row or fifth row we are printing, so how many fourth characters. So basically we can say that number of rows are directly proportional to the number of columns. So you can just write it like this: R equals C, that is equal to 5. All right, so I'm gonna move these right here, and then I'm gonna show you all how to write the pseudocode of these all. I'm just gonna place these number of rows and number of columns right here so that it can be easily seen. Okay, so I'll talk about this sky thing a minute later, and then let's talk about the pseudocode right here in this middle space. All right, pseudocode basically means the code is understandable by human and computers. I mean, it's in the readable format. It's not fully code and it's not fully English written, but it's a mix of both English and then code too. All right, so let's start. So we identified that number of rows are 5. So if the number of rows are 5, we will be looping our entire pattern 5 times. Basically, that's going to be the outer loop of our code. Okay, for integer I equals 0, I less than 5, I plus plus. Okay, this is going to be our outer loop, and then we identified that we are also running our inner loop for uh, 5 times. That means we have to write our inner loop in such a way that we are running it 5 times. I'm just gonna skip the middle place for the condition check, and then I will urge you all to think about what condition should it be here. If you think it, the inner loop is controlling what is going to be printed in each column. So if you see the first column, just this row, in first row there's only one character printing, and then as soon as the number of row increased, the number of column is also increased by 1. So that means in each row we are basically printing the same number of characters that is in row, which means we have to loop our inner loop um, based on our outer loops condition, that is less than equals I. So let's say our initial value of I is 0, and then j is also 0. Now 0 is less than equals 0. That is tested and it's true, and then a is going to print it. And then if j is increased to 1, the loop will go out of its bound, and then our i's value will increase again. After that, our inner loop continues, but this time it's going to loop for twice, because we have just increased our j's value to be 2, sorry, 1, and then it's going to do 0 and then 1. So it's going to loop for 2 times. That's how this condition is going to be tested. So I'm going to do a little bit of indentation here so that we can print it easily. Okay, what are we printing inside the loop? That's the main question. So if we see these outputs, we are just printing some sort of characters, right? So if we are printing those characters, where do you think we should initialize these characters? Let me write it down right here. I think we should do it right here. Character c is equals, I'm gonna do a, because that's what the character is started initially. Okay, now we will run this loop, and then uh, sorry, I'm just gonna do a short dry run here so that you all can understand what's going on inside the code actually, right? Okay, let me pick a different color and then do dry run here. Okay, dry run. Dry run basically means the each run, I mean, you are analyzing all codes, that is compiling one by one. It just give you a broad idea of how everything is working behind the scene. Okay, so initially our character is holding a inside it, right? And then after that, our loop, I'm gonna hold this one so that it's gonna be easier for you to understand what is going on where. Oh, let me pick a different color. Okay, that's good, this is fine. Okay, so if you see it right here, our initial control flow was here, and then it's here, right? So now I is initialized to what? I is initialized to 0, right? If is initialized to 0, after that the outer loop will go inside for I equals 0. For I equals 0, our j's value, j value is also 0. Now this j value is gonna go and test with I. Is 0 less than equals 0? Right? If 0 less than equals 0, this condition is always true, because even though 0 is not equal to 0, I mean, if 0 is less than, if 0 is not less than 0, but we have two conditions in here, so equal to 0 is true, so this condition will meet, and then we will print our character, that is a. So I'm just gonna do output here, that is a. So a is printed. Now what? As soon as a is printed, our j's value will upgrade to 1, and then we're gonna check the condition again. Is 1 less than equals 0? Because 0 is I, it is not updated yet, but this condition is not true, so the loop will go out of its bound, right? And then the control flow will come here, but nothing is here, so the loop will go back here, and then I value will be updated to, sorry, why it is not okay, i's value is updated to 1. As soon as the I value is updated to 1, the inner loop will run for the value of 1. So it's gonna initialize its value to 0, right? And then it's gonna check again if 0 is less than equals 1. That is true. So what do we have to do here? We have to print the value. But if we just print the value right here without doing nothing, without incrementing, it's going to just be a. But we don't want that a again. So as soon as this finishes, we will increase our value with 1. And then we're going to do see out inline so that uh, we will print the characters in the next line. So I'm going to explain this a little bit about what does this mean. So there is a thing called ASCII, or we can say ASCII2. This means American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Basically what it does is it maps a value with a character, we can say that. So A is 65, capital A, and then small a is 97. So in this example, we are choosing capital A, and then that is A. Its value is 65. When we do ch plus equals 1, it's gonna calculate itself, and then the value will upgrade it to 66. Now as soon as it becomes 66, 66 represents let me write it down here so that you can understand. 66 represents b. So that's how when we do cs plus 1, it's going to upgrade to one character and it's going to be 66, and that represents b. And then this will be printed right here. After that, we will print b, right? Again, after that, our j value will increase to 1, and then it's going to test again, is 1 less than equals 1? That's right, 1 is equal to 1. If that's the case, then we'll print ch again. That means we will have 2 ch, that is b. After that, the value will be 2, but 2 is not less than equals 1. And if 2 is not less than equals 1, we will go out of that loop, and we will just increase that character with plus 1, and it's going to be b. No, not c this time, because b was already printed in the second row. All right, after that, we also will be printing the end of line, and then we will go back to ch I equals uh, sorry, it's gonna be right here. It's gonna be sorry, I'm not writing. Okay, I got it. So it's 2. Okay, as soon as this okay, for this I equals to this, or the inner loop will start executing again, and it's gonna reinitialize the value to be 0, and then it's gonna test again, it's 0 less than equals 2. That's right, it's 2. And then we'll print the character ch again. What's the value of ch? It is c, right? So we'll print that c right here in the next line, because c out in line was already printed. So we'll just write c in next line. Okay, c. Now we'll increase the value of 0 to be j to be 1. Now we're gonna test again, it's 1 less than equals 2. That's right. Yeah, that's right. If that's the case, then we're gonna print ch again. What is c? Ch is c. We're gonna print that again, and we will increase the j value again. J value is 2. It's gonna test again, is 2 less than equals 2? That's right. If 2 is less than equals to 2, go print ch. Ch is c, so we will just print that value. Sorry, where is the cursor? C again. All right, so 3 c's are already printed. Now j will update it to 3, but this time the condition doesn't satisfy, and then it will go out of the bound. If it goes out of the bound, this loop will go back to our this position, the outer loop. Now our I value will upgrade it to one more value, that is 3. Now after that, we will come back again to our inner loop, and then j's value will be reinitialized to 0. Now we will test that value with 3. Okay, it's 0 less than equals 3. Also after that, I forgot that as soon as this finishes, the ch value will upgrade it to c. I should not have missed that. Sorry about that. Okay, so j equal to 0 again. Now it's testing, it's 0 less than equals 3. That's why then, if that's the case, we will just print ch again. But that's going to be in the next line, because next line is already printed right here. So we'll just do d here. After that, j's value will upgrade it to 1. Now it's going to test again, is 1 less than equals 3. That's right. If that's the case, then we'll print ch again. All right, so it's right here. We'll print one more d. After that, we will again upgrade the value to be 2. Now we will test, is 2 less than equals 3? Yes, that is right. So if 2 is less than equals 3, our inner loop's value, which is c out cs, it will be printed again, and then we'll just print d here. Again, the value of j will be upgraded to be 3, and then also again we have to test if j is less than equals I, that is 3 less, sorry, right here, 3 less than equals 3. That is right. Again, we will print d. Sorry about that. Okay, we will print d again. Okay, now this time j's value will be upgraded to 4, but 4 is not less than equals 3. So if that's the case, then this loop execution will come out of that loop, and then it's gonna increase the value of cs to be one more, that is e. All right, so after that, we will print the new end line. So it's gonna, from afterwards, our new e value will be printed in this line. Okay, this will go back to this position now, and that is what we will be incrementing our i's value to be 4. Okay, then inner loops j value will be reinitialized to 0 again. We have to test it with 4. That is right. So if that's the case, we will be printing uh, okay, e in this fifth line. Okay, after that we'll increase the value of j to be 1, and then we will test it again with 4, and that's also right. So we will just print that. We'll print, well, I'm just going to print all of these value right here. Okay, so all of the fifth all of the fifth value, all of the 5 values are printed, my bad, and then now the value of j is holding 4. As soon as these prints all the value of j will be increased to 5. Now we will test, is 5 less than equals 4? No, that's not right. If that's the case, we will go out of that loop, and then we can increase the value of cs to be f. Okay, it's f now. Now it will also print end of line. If after it prints end of line, we will go back to our out loop, but this time our value will be 5, and then we will see, is 5 less than 5? No, that's not right. If that's not the case, then we will go out of this loop, and then we don't have anything here, so we are done with the loop. We have successfully executed all of the triangle patterns in this pseudocode. Basically, this is the complete code. You can also say pseudocode. I will urge you all to write this code by yourself or copy down and note it down. Okay, I'm going to quickly show this code in VS Code so that you can better understand how can we write this code. All right, back to the VS Code. So everything is already included here. Our header file, our namespace std, int main, return 0, everything is here. So I'm going to start directly coding here. I'm going to initialize our value to be a, and then I'm going to start our outer loop from 0 to 5. For this 5, I will, after writing this code, generalize a value so that even though we enter different numbers, it will print the output for different numbers. All right, so let's write the code for inner loop, and it's gonna it is dependent of row, so it's gonna do j less than equals I, and then sorry, j plus plus. All right, and then we just gonna print ch with some space, and then after that inner loop finishes, we will just increase the value of ch with 1, and that's gonna, if that's a, it's gonna do b, if that's b, it's gonna do c, and then we also print end of line so that our next value will come in different line. Okay, if we just run this program, our output should come as expected. All right, as you can see here, we can see 1a in first line, 2b's in second line, 3c's in third line, 4d's in fourth line, and 5e's in fifth line. Okay, if I just like do this program will only run for like 5 number of times. But if I do n here, it's gonna be more generalized formula. And then if I just initialize n equals whatever value, let's say have to, I'm gonna print 10 values, then I'm gonna just do 10, and then it's gonna test for like n times. And then if I run this, it's gonna it should probably run for 10 times, as you can see it right here. All right, this is it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm gonna be uploading more of these patterns video. Follow me for those videos. Thank you very much. You have a good day.